So the first thing I do is come up to my Assess tab, and then I'm going to want to use the filter function. I will select 6th grade and then the end of unit. Now when I scroll down, this is all I'm looking at are the end of unit assessments for grade 6. So I'll go ahead and just click on Unit 1 to start us off. And this is an overview. This is what the assessment looks like. If I come to Actions, I have some options. I can preview the assessment, which is what we're going to be doing, clone the assessment, which is also what we're going to be doing, export to PDF if you want to print your assessment, QTI we don't use, and then there's the view the answer key. So let's jump up to clone assessment. Now what this does is it puts the assessment into edit mode. So I can pretty much change and modify anything in this assessment. So I can come in, I can change the description. I can change the image that goes along with the assessment. Let me click on the details, and here I can change the instructions for the students. And then I can also choose what students will see after they submit their assessment. So you have these options, and then how I want the scoring displayed. I also have this time limit feature, so I can change how many minutes if I want to time the test, and I can also show that timer to students so that they can manage their own time while they are assessing. The other thing I can do is click Shared with School. So this is something we'll do when we end up finding our end of unit assessments and modifying them. We can share them across the schools. So now I'm in the questions list here, and I can preview this. I can preview it as a student or as a teacher. So let's look at the student view first. It's going to show me the passage, and then it will show me the questions. So this would be question 1. And then I would go to the next page and look at question 2, and so on. When I look at it from the teacher view, the nice thing about this is I can also see the Common Core standard that it is aligned with. Okay, go to the next page, and this is where I'll see question 2, 3, and so on. Now I can come down and look at the questions and say, you know, this question didn't really meet the needs of my students, so I'm going to delete that question. They don't have to answer that now. I can also reorder the questions. Maybe they're not organized in a way that I think would help them meet the rigor of the standard, so I can organize it. I can also create my own question. So maybe there were too many multiple choices and I want them to have an essay question in there. I can do any of these options here and add my own question to this passage. I can also import questions. So I can search for something that's related to this passage or all questions in all different passages. So I might click on this question and say, what does this mean? This is a standard that we have to work on, and I'm going to import this question and the passage that it goes with it. So now I've added a passage and a question to this. Okay, I can also just look for different passages this exact same way. So I can click on it, get an idea of what that passage looks like. If it doesn't meet my needs, then I can X out. If it does, then I can import it. And then I can also sort by fiction, nonfiction titles as well. So I can go down, I can do this with all of the different passages and the questions that are within this Unit 1 assessment. When I'm finished with this and the assessment is how I want it to be for the students, I can click on the Save Assessment button, and now it will save it in my assessment dashboard. So I'll click Save It, and I go back into my Assess tab, and I filter again for that 6th grade end of unit. Now I see this is the one that was created by StudySync, and this is the one that was created by me. So I can still keep the StudySync one intact as well because I cloned it before I changed it. I can also go in and delete the assessment. This was just a demo, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and delete. And then when I go back in and filter, you can see that it has removed that one that I just created.